All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 849 for this beautiful Thursday evening. It is the last Studying Brew of the week, and it's good to end it with you guys on this night, and we're happy that you guys ended it with us. But we are heading into that weekend. But if you don't know who we are, let me explain who we are. Let me introduce ourselves. My name is Andy. I am the guy that answers all the phone texts and all that great stuff, and more importantly, knocks the camera and the light totally out of whack right before we get on. But you're not here for my awesomeness and moving of everything right before we do this.
They got to see my Legos.
Right? But you're not here for that. You're here for Brandi. She's got her Series 6, 60, 30, 26, Series 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you too can get a pass notice. And we're happy that we're here because tonight we're going to give you some techniques, some strategies, some content, and we're going to tie it all up in a nice little bow. And hopefully you go do this in your own quizzes and what you're doing at home as you practice over the weekend. Remember, this is our 30 minutes of free. This is what we give you, a little bit of content, a little bit of technique, some fun, and just to show you that you don't need to be boring and really boring when you learn this stuff called securities. Guys, have you ever been to those things where it just seems like it's just like a power? It really takes the power of prayer to get through it. You know what I mean? Just
It's like
oh man.
you have to like hold your eyeballs out.
Yeah, you're like, oh my goodness. If I could just keep one more hour, I could just do this, right? No, we're not doing that. We're gonna make it fun so that way you remember it. We remember things that are fun. We remember things that are relatable. And you know what? If it's fun, guess what we want to do? We want to do it again.
Yes.
And you got to do this for a minute, and you got to do this for a while, and you got to be consistent with it, and you got to have it scheduled, and you got to be intentional. And as we get into this weekend, this is where most of you fall short. To be honest with you, you guys see a weekend and y'all just clock out like you're you're on the payroll.
It's not the Super Bowl yet, guys.
Dude, this is your life here. How much are you gonna put into it? You know what I mean? This is your investment into you. This should be like around the clock, 24/7. Someone gave me a shot. Someone gave me a chance. I'm going to show them. I'm going to turn this thing around. Nobody knows what's coming because I got something for them. And all I got to do is show them how I got this licenses and it's off. If you don't say that to yourself every weekend, I don't know what you're doing. You got to pep talk you. You got to get around you. You got to rally you up. You know what I mean? Do you think Kobe Bryant got his coach to get him out of bed before he went and go played basketball? Do you think Phil Jackson rolled up in his car and he was like, yo, Kobe, you got to get up and go to practice. You got to get excited about winning a championship. That ain't never happened. You got to get that championship mindset. You got to get that winner mentality. You just do with that. You know what I mean? And you know what? I know we struggle. We don't always want to do it. But the more you build a callus and just keep doing it anyway, even when you don't want to, that moment you go, oh, I don't know, man, sleep sounds so good right now. Oh, man, going to the movies is so much better. Doing my laundry sounds so much better. Look, when you hear that voice in your head, you got to tell it to shut up. You just got to go, shut up. Like, I'm going to go study right now because this is what I'm going to do. And you go knock out an hour. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You go knock out an hour. Just get it done. And then you feel so much better. Just like the gym. Nobody wants to go to the gym, right? Nobody does. And if you do, then you're one of the special elite. But I'm just saying, not a lot of people want to go. They like to get dressed up like it. They like to get their flask going. They like to go grab their Stanley and their yoga pants, right? You know what I'm saying, fellas? I mean, and they like to get out the door and they like to dress the part, but they don't necessarily want to pick up the weights.
I got to go to Target first.
You know what I mean? Oh, I got to get a better fit. I got to look better when I go there.
I gotta go to Target.
Wait, hold on. And then by the time there's like 3 hours past getting ready to go to the gym, wow, look at that. I don't got time to go.
Yeah.
I ain't got that time for that workout all of a sudden, right? It's the same thing with studying. Y'all are like, oh, hold on. Let me get my desk ready. Hold on. Do I got my Sharpies? Do I got my markers in order? Is my pen set? Do I got my favorite paper? Is it my line paper? Is it my colored paper? Do I have my favorite stickies? Do I have pink, purple, and yellow? Because I can only study if I have pink, purple, and yellow. This blue is really bad.
I used to do that, guys.
These are legit Brandi. And that's how I know this so well. I witnessed it. I've done it myself and other things. We all done it. We're all guilty of this stuff. And you got to just be like, okay, I got to stop this. I got to stop this. I can't, right? You got to stop. There can't be more time in preparation than there is in the actual doing. So this weekend, as you get busy, and the schedule starts getting filled, make sure that you make a point of getting this done and get it done early, and don't waste a lot of time. If you need so much time to prepare the day before, prepare hours before, so that when you sit down, you know exactly what you're going to do and you just do it. And the best way to do that is every time you end a study session, you write out notes of what you're going to do the next one. So you go, the next time I sit down, I'm going to do this.
How many of you like to really clean your house before you start studying?
Right? Like do the dishes, anything, vacuum, anything, right? I'm just saying, we all know. But make yourself a list. You. And Brandi used to do this all the time. She used to write like mean things to herself and her own tasks on her phone. Like the alerts would come up and be like, Brandi, did you study? And then like an hour later, Brandi, seriously, what are you doing right now? And then she'd like talk to herself through her reminders.
And I would say, don't lie. I know you didn't study it.
Yeah, she would talk to herself that way. I didn't do that. She talked to herself that way. Sometimes the best coach is yourself. So set yourself for success, set yourself up. Next time you sit down, know what you're going to do it with intent, and just knock it out and stop diddle daddling.
Yep.
I would say other words, but
Or dilly daddling.
it's a PG, right? It's
Yeah.
a PG show here.
Yeah.
But you get what I would say. Anyways, ready? Let's go. Let's get this thing going. Hey, by the way, before I don't want to forget, but I want to mention this again. Jamie, she's always been very helpful on the Discord. She's a student. She's also very helpful on our community and really helped us straighten that thing out. And she's probably answered some of your questions on there as well. Her dad is going to go in for a major surgery tomorrow. If you could go ahead and just have prayers for healing, and just keep her dad in your prayers and Jamie and her family. I believe in the power of prayer. So she asked me to reach out to everybody and let everybody do that. So if you could just drop her a line, let her know that you're thinking about her, and many prayers.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, definitely. Thank you all. I always love, I love our community. I really do. We study, but we also are together,
Yep.
So I love that.
Look out for each other.
We always, look out for each other. All right, everybody, let's get this thing going. If you are not aware, we are starting on Monday. Our Kona Academy will have a graphic up, but it doesn't mean to like start on Monday. You could start now. We have a 21-day plan. We got all kinds of stuff. If you're doing the 21-day plan, it starts now. You just go through that and you just do it as whatever speed you want.
It is the first of the month.
You can go fast. You can go slow. It is the first of the month. You can go at any speed you need to. You can go through that content. By the way, if you are done with the academy and you just don't feel like it's set yet, guess what? You can still participate and still go to the classes. You can still ask Brandi all those questions as you go through it. And then Monday, we have what we call is the way we start off and kick off the week. And we always start every week the same way, and that is focused on passing exams, techniques, strategies, how to study, how to like look into things, how to remember things, how to do all that stuff. We start every Monday that way, all exams, all sessions. We're doing one tomorrow because this is how we end the month, but we're doing it on Monday to start off the month of February because we are now officially into February, and it's time to leave the ghost of January behind and move on to the present. So here we go, right? So if you would like to join in all that, scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat. We got a phone number there, 951-290-3077. You can reach me at. I'm on Telegram. I'm also on Instagram. We got study guides available. We have a very interactive ebook for the SIE. If you're a member, it works wonderful because you can get video explanations as you go through that book. And then we also have ones that are not so interactive, but they're still ebooks, and you can print them out, the 6 and the 63, plus some stuff for the 26. That Kona community that I was talking about on Discord, get questions, ask questions, get answers. You can join over there, and we got a lot of stuff going on. So go ahead and scan that and check the link, right?
Yep.
All right. We got a reminder for tomorrow. I kind of already touched upon it. Oh, this is February 5th. February 5th. We got that starting on Monday. 4-week program. Like I said, 3 weeks of about content, 1 week of just like learning how to really study and really zero in. Guys, it is a great program because not because we did it, but because we really put a lot of thought into how universities do it, how other programs kind of fall short on just, going past the content. So now you heard everything. Now you took all the notes on everything. Now, what the heck am I looking at when I see a quiz question? How do I connect the dots? How do I make all my massive knowledge in my brain translate to a passing score? How do I do that? Well, that's why you want to join up, because we address all that in those weeks, in those days. And even after and before, we just really try to make ourselves the most successful that we can. So you can be the most successful that you can.
Yeah.
Because like Vidal Sassoon says, if you look good, we look good. All right. You ready?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I think he said it that way. No. Right?
If you don't look good, we don't look good.
That's what it was. I like my better. Like, I probably won't get sued.
Yeah. Yeah. And plus, yours was more positive.
Well, yeah, and plus I don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
I don't know if Vidal's got money still.
I don't even. Do they even exist?
I have no clue. I
I'm
think
gonna,
they do. I think they branched out into different branding though.
I'm gonna Google it.
I don't think they're a Sassoon. Remember there's like all the commercials?
Yeah. Sassoon.
It was like right there with the Jordache. You got that Jordache look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's called Vidal Sassoon.
Yep.
Anyways, ready?
Yeah.
It's time for the Serious Six. Content, technique, strategies for 6 different exams. We're going to have 6 questions, 6 answers. Brandi's going to break it down. She's going to show you like a little bit of what we do on Mondays, what we do during this whole week. And that is connecting the dots. Connecting the dots. And you know what? If you haven't even studied yet, you've yet to do it. You have not checked this out, or maybe you're checking us out for the first time. Guys, this is how we do this. This is how we do this, just like the song that I played right before. This is how we do it. Exactly. We look at these questions and we don't ignore what we already know. And a lot of times we don't even need content. You can get answers sometimes without even knowing content. It's the beauty and of learning how to read, but also how to ignore that inner self that says, but why is that? Dude, who cares? Just get a pass notice. Click the right answer and move on. Sometimes that is the most difficult part for a lot of people. There's a lot of people who love to know way too much information, and they love to use it all on every question, and they take it as upon themselves to teach themselves on every question with great diligence instead of just, click C, dude. Just click C. That's the one. You know it is, and move on. Stop overthinking it.
The overthink and second guessing could really be the difference between a pass and a not pass, to be honest with you guys.
Yep. And if you're that person, you really need to tighten up on your 10-question flash quizzes.
Tighten up.
You need to do that every day.
Might have a question like that.
10 minutes every day. All right, ready? Let's go. You got one of those? I think you should do that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, Brandi, I think you should go through these questions the way you do it, super fast.
You want me to?
Yeah, why not? Just do it exactly the way you do it, and then we'll go back and we'll reverse it.
Okay.
And then explain to the fine folks.
All right, then.
Okay. Why not? For fun.
That's fun. Funsies, right? So I have call buyers, call writers. This is I'm looking at this and I'm just like, okay, call. So I'm just gonna draw my arrow up. I have put buyers, put writers. I'm gonna draw my arrow down. I have call buyers and put writers. Oh, wait a minute. So long call is buy to buy bull. Put writers are short call, sell, bear. Long put DS bear, and then short put SD bull. Okay, so I got call buyers, that's this one, and put writers, that's that one. And then I have call writers, which is that one, and put buyers, which is that one. So now I see a pattern that I'm either going to talk about an up arrow, I'm going to talk about down arrow, or I'm going to talk about bulls and bears. Okay.
This is what we call mapping it out.
Yeah.
And she literally does this on these kinds of questions. This is a perfect question where you need to map it out, because otherwise you will get lost in the woods.
Yeah.
You need to have a nice anchor somewhere.
Lost in the woods. I like it. Which of the following investors are bearish? The green one is bearish. That's that answer. And that's the answer. Right? So go through all 5?
Yeah,
6?
go.
Okay. All right. Will use the cost basis in a tax return filings once redeemed. Has paid for the shares when purchased. Knows when the cost per share knows will be the cost per share when what?
English, not first language on that one.
That was that. Will receive upon redemption of the shares. Okay, so like maybe this is POP and this is NAV. An investor has purchased Class A mutual fund shares. The net asset value of the shares, the net asset value per share of the fund is the price the investor will. I put NAV right there, NAV right there. Boom.
Don't worry, we're gonna explain this. We'll go back and we'll go slow for everybody.
Stimulate the economy, fueling expansion. Okay, that makes sense. Stimulate the economy, preventing expansion. That doesn't make sense. Slow economic expansion, preventing inflation. Bro, this was 2022. And then slow economic expansion. No, that doesn't make sense either. Okay, so I'm either looking for stimulate or slow down. Tighter credit is going to slow that down. That's literally what happened in 2022. Proxy solicitation, front running, that is bad. Marking the open, that is bad. Capping, that is bad.
That's so cap.
That is boom, 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 boom. Change my color. Why not? Call and reinvestment, that has something to do with percentages. Market and purchasing power, that's all. And debt. Inflation, which is the same as that, and interest rates, that doesn't, okay. And political and currency is foreign. An investor chooses to have a portfolio made up domestic listed securities only, so that's not gonna be that one. In so doing, this investor is primarily avoiding.
A little suitability here.
I like that. That's avoiding. See, that's what I did there. All right. And then lastly, I think I have one more. Oh yeah, the number one. Okay. So I look, and that one I can pick 4. That one I can pick 3. I'm gonna look at the question. I don't want to read that. So I'm gonna look at the answers. So I just have numbers. You know, the 58 is the lowest, 61 is the highest. Okay. Your customer places a sell stop. Oh, first of all, there's no limit. So that's next available. This is not in order. It's going to be all of them.
All right. See, that's how we go through those. And then a lot of that was mapping it out and just talking it out. And look, that's a thing that you guys miss out sometimes, is just kind of talk it out a little bit and map it out. Nobody could keep this. Are you kidding me? This right here on the screen, you can't keep this in your head. You will get lost.
And you're probably saying, well, she probably didn't do that on the test.
Yes, you did.
I didn't say it out loud because you can't talk
No.
out loud, but I went. Yes, I did that. I mined it out. I told the test center, by the way, that I move a lot. Can you please move? Can you please not put me by other people? I don't want to disturb them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys ready? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, are you waiting for my answer? Well, I'm sure they did. They weren't going to be like, okay, we're out. Bye.
Yeah, see it. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. So basically what I did here was I just, you know.
I should have done that. I've been like, end the call right there. Boom.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great weekend. Okay. No. All right. So basically, guys, I saw the word call and I saw the word call. So I just immediately drew my arrow up. Call up, right? I saw put and I saw the put. So I just drew my arrow down. Because guys, in most of the time, it doesn't matter what investor you are. A put is a put and a call is call. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're buying that contract. It's like buying a red shirt versus a red pet.
I was going to say an orange is an orange, an apple is an apple.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter who's buying it.
Yeah. It doesn't change because Andy sold an orange and I bought the orange. It's still an orange at the end of the day.
Right.
So think about that way. Calls are arrow ups, puts are arrows down. Okay. So that's one thing. Then when I got to call buyers and put writers, now I'm like, that's 2 different arrows. So why don't I just try to figure out bulls and bears? Because that's another common question when you guys see this. Like when you guys see answer sets like that, the question is usually like bulls and bears or who's buying stock, who's selling
Right.
stock, something like that, right? So I have memorized long call, buy to buy, bullish.
Just like we talked about the other day. I don't know if it was in here or if it was on the members thing. You know, these things you have to just remember, just like you remember a giraffe has a long neck.
And if you look, guys, if you look, I had to write out all 4 to get to the first one and the 4th one, which is right here and right here. Because I haven't memorized long call, buy to buy bull, short call, sell to sell bear, long put, it's BS, buy to sell bull, bear. Do you guys see it? Like I haven't memorized that way.
Oh, it's just like when people do this, they go, where in the alphabet does Z or wait, no, that's a
Does
bad
R
one.
come before S?
Yes,
Hold on.
there you go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
HIJKLMNOPQR.
Oh,
Oh yeah, okay, it is.
I'm in my 40s and I still have
It-
to recite the alphabet to
And we
figure out.
and if you're older, I guess we still do that song too, right?
Yes.
Because that's how they taught us.
Yes. So you guys see what I'm saying? It's just like the alphabet. So I wrote all 4. And then what ended up happening is that I could use that in D. And then just because I'm here and I can use the multiple colors, like I just did the different colors.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, memorizing it like that is so much easier than trying to figure out when it's a bear, when is a hard, when is a call, when is a short, blah, blah, blah. Dude, that is so hard to get in your head and remember.
And it's written very messy. Why? Because I'm hurrying. I don't got time.
We got
I know that there's going to be a question or 2 or 3 that's going to stump me and I'm going to need to spend some time on it.
She can read her own graffiti.
Yeah, right? And you could read your own graffiti. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because if I was on, by the way, I probably would have gone like this long call, buy to buy bull. I probably would have just ended it with BU. Anyways, all right. So that's that, right? And then question obviously was bearish. You just match. Boom, boom. Bearish was the one since I circled in green. Boom, done. Okay. Now I know that I recite a lot. You buy at the pop, redeem at the nav. You buy at the pop, redeem at the nav. You buy at the pop, redeem at the nav.
That's a flashcard.
Right? Now, did I know that we were talking right away about mutual funds? No, but it did say redemption, and that's a huge flag that we're talking about mutual funds. The word redemption in our studying pretty much only happens with mutual funds.
So what you're saying is that's another flashcard.
Yeah.
You redemption equals mutual fund.
Yes.
Redeem equals mutual fund.
Really, off the top of my head right now, I can't think of anything else that gets redeemed. Unit investment trust, right? But
That's a deep cut.
that's a deep cut, right? If I can remember pop and nav, I can adjust, right? So use as a cost basis, this would have to be something like non-qualified, but I didn't, and if you guys notice, I didn't dwell on it. I just go, okay, tax returns once redeemed, moving on, right? So then I got to paid when purchased. That's the pop. Whatever that sentence was, I don't even know. But again, notice guys, I moved on. See, a lot of us will stop at C and go, let me see, what does C try?
Yeah.
And you haven't even read D and you stop. Don't stop, just move on because I didn't need to pay attention to C because it wasn't an answer.
Yeah, and especially if it's poorly written, and you don't need to try to decipher like it's a bad text message sent from your friend.
Right. So then nav, match, right? Nav, match. Boom. All right. So again, part of the stuff that we have to memorize in the SIE and in the 65, 66 is, FOMC buys securities. That means money in, that means expands, that means interest rates down. So I have locked in that if I'm stimulating, I'm expanding. Stimulate, expand. Doesn't that make sense when we're talking about the economy?
Yes.
Guys, this was 2020. Relate it to what we know. We all lived through 2020.
Almost like a chemical reaction. You stimulate two chemicals to get an expansion of some sort of a reaction, right?
Stimulus checks to keep the economy going, interest rates for down, stimulate, expand. Make sense? Relate it to something we know, right? All right, so stimulate.
Some people are like, I hate that.
I,
I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't matter. Who cares?
who
You
cares?
gotta just
Got it.
just put it together.
Right. So stimulate, preventing expansion doesn't make sense. You're out. That doesn't make sense. You're out. Slow expansion, prevent inflation. Guys, that's what started happening in 2022.
They were like, whoa, there's a lot of money out here.
Right. So what started happening? They started increasing the interest rates.
We got to get some of that cheddar back.
Slow it down. Right. So then D doesn't make sense. Slow inflation. What? That doesn't make sense. So all I really needed to do is look, and are we trying to expand or are we trying to contract? Tighten or expand? Tighten or expand? Question, tighten, boom, done. That's why it was C. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you guys don't get why D doesn't make sense, you can't expand and inflate.
Well, and plus it says tighter and it says slow expansion. If you're going to tighten anything,
Yeah,
not trying to expand.
slow expansion. Yeah, D doesn't make sense because slowing the expansion, but you're trying to fuel and inflate. You're trying to go what?
How do you expand? How do you not expand and fuel? Like that just doesn't make sense in the real world. Remember, go back to right here where I said use common sense, right?
Yeah.
You can knock out using non.
We're gonna put more air into the tire, but we're gonna deflate it.
Right. Now, proxy solicitation simply says I am going to solicit proxy voting or proxy something, right? I'm going to solicit that. So that's not a bad thing.
Right.
Front running is bad. Marking the open or the close is bad.
Proxy solicitation just means you're not there, right?
Do you want to know what proxy solicitation really is?
What is it?
It's just campaigning for you to vote a certain way. Like an election. Like there's a certain board member running for a seat and they want you to vote for that board member, or they want to merge with another company and they want you to vote in favor of that merge. They're going to solicit your vote. We know this from the dawn of time, right? They solicit votes all the time. So that's what that is. Asking for votes. Right? Okay, and then capping is bad. So those three are bad. The only one was different. If you guys notice, I answered the question before I even read the question. I answered A before I even revealed the question because it was the only one that was massively different, right? And usually when you guys see one that's different, there's usually an accept or a not true.
And you just click it.
You just click it. If one randomly yells at you, different, it's probably the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's probably the one with the mohawk.
Exactly.
Right?
Now, this one, please excuse my mess. I told you guys I take really messy notes.
You just got to read your own graffiti.
Right. So call and reinvestment, I associate with interest rates, right? And technically speaking, interest rates are low. Okay. Market is all. Purchasing power has everything to do with debt securities, fixed income securities. Inflation and interest rates kind of go together if you think about it, because fixed income, debt, interest rates, whatever, kind of go together. But political and currency, specifically currency, we relate to foreign investing because we don't have to do currency exchange in our own country, right?
Right.
So the only time currency comes into play is if I'm dealing with something that's not in my country, right?
Right.
So an investor chooses to have a portfolio made up of domestically listed securities only. Now, if you guys notice, I got to that part and I crossed off the political one, but I didn't finish reading the question.
Right.
In so doing, this investor primarily avoids which of the following risks? Well, if I'm domestic and it says domestic doesn't have to deal with currency, but which one am I avoiding by doing that? It's the currency.
You're avoiding political foreign currency. By keeping it domestic, you're avoiding foreign affairs or foreign currency, right?
Right. So I'm avoiding currency risk by investing in domestic stocks only. Okay. Now this one, guys, this is a very common quiz question.
That's a question where it goes left, but it's really going right.
Right. Exactly. That was definitely a twisted question, right? Okay. For those of you who orders are confusing.
I thought you were going to say, for those of you who get an upset tummy every time you see a Roman numeral question.
That too. That too, absolutely, that too. If you guys notice, I looked, right? I looked at my answers first. I'm picking either 2, or I'm picking all 4, or I'm picking 3, okay? I looked at the question first, and I saw sell stop, and one of the first things I realized is that it didn't say no limit. I mean, it didn't say limit.
Right. So that means there's no limit.
So there's no limit, so that just means next.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question that everybody asks. When they have this, maybe potentially on an exam, will they blatantly say there's a limit?
If they want you to if you're picking an answer based on a limit, they have to say limit because that's the type of order it is.
It's not gonna be buried.
No, it won't be. It would say sell stop limit at 60 because that is the name of the order.
So that's why you need to automatically see no limit when you don't see that.
So if you don't see the word limit, it's next available. Stop, remember, guys, stop is just an extra layer. It's just an extra layer. Stop just means an extra layer. Limit means or better. No limit means next available. It's just a market order. Okay. Then I noticed this is not in a specific order. This is just literally listed from lowest to highest. This does not say it went 58, then it went 59, then it went 60, then it went 61. All the question says is after your order is elected, which is a weird word, your customer may sell her shares at which of the following prices. I don't know which one was next.
Right.
So all of them are a potential answer. And check it out. I have the out to pick all 4. See what I'm saying? No order, I just put not in sequence. A huge hint that you can pick all 4 of these is that it doesn't present it in a sequenced order. So that usually means just pick all 4.
Because some people would read that as being in sequence when you got 58, 59, 60, 61.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by no sequence?
It means that we don't know because the ticker goes like this: tick, 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 right? We don't know the order those came in.
So what you're saying is don't assume because the writer wrote it that way that it actually is the way that was when it came in as orders.
Because if they want you to know, there's a couple of hints here. 1, it's usually a limit question, and 2, the prices will be in a sequence. First it was this, then it was this, then it was this,
It'll
then it was
be the
this.
sequence in the actual question.
Yes. In fact, somebody had posted that question a couple days ago in the chat. They posted a question and it said in the chat, and after they elected their order, the following prices in this order, boom, boom, boom. Which one was it executed at, right? So then you pick one. But here, it's not in sequential order. It's just numbers.
So that's where people miss this is they assume.
Right.
Don't assume.
Right.
Remember, it has to say it. Otherwise, you're just assuming.
Exactly.
And they know what you say about assuming. Well, I can't
Right.
say it here. If you don't know, then you just got to do that. All right, everybody. We did it. We made it through. We got through it. Brandi went through lightning speed, and then she slowed it down, slowed the tape down, so that way you guys can get a grasp of how she knocks that out. What's the reasoning? And we had a little bit of content, a little bit of technique, a little bit of strategy. And that's what you want to do. We don't go and look at the question and then look at the answers for a reason. It's a strategy. It's a strategy to look at the answers. Guys, it's a strategy. We don't do it because we want to be the person with the blue mohawk to stand out in a crowd of people with suits. We don't want to do that. We're doing it because there's an advantage to doing that. So you can map it out, not get lost when you read the question, and keep focused on and read those questions in intent and really see those keywords and just connect it. That is what you want to do. That's why we do it. And that's why we show you. And that's what we want you to do this weekend. as you get into the weekend. And for all the people that are on the, who just join us for the free, I wish you adieu. But we will be back for tomorrow in the morning for all the members. We will be doing this and more
Yes.
for all you members tomorrow morning. So be sure to be there. But everybody else, we'll see you back on Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, everybody stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super, super appreciate you guys. Practice the techniques, practice the keywords, answers first. We will see you guys next time. Have a great one.